John is somebody I work with a lot. He is the manager over at Daltile, and I've known him for quite a while, and he's an expert in the field of tile and stone, and so he came to me and asked me whether or not he could help him with his kitchen design. He had actually purchased cabinets from a company that was closing down, and he needed to know whether or not the cabinets he had purchased would actually work in his kitchen remodel. Well, I think his main goal was to make sure that everything that he had bought wasn't going to end up in the trash, and that we would actually be able to use as many pieces that he had bought towards the new kitchen remodel. It was a puzzle of sorts. It was a challenge. I like these types of projects because it really makes you try to think to make sure that it doesn't look like a kitchen that was just thrown together, and that it looks, like it's something that we designed. As far as cabinets go, this is probably near the top end of cabinets. So I was really happy when he came to me with the project, and he said that he was actually using a cabinet from Omega, and it's a sub series of theirs called Dynasty. And I told him, I said, because he didn't know what he bought. He said, hey, what kind of cabinets are these? And I said, you're lucky because of most of the cabinet lines that we carry. This is going to be, if not the top tier, very close to the very top tier. So something that we didn't want to throw away and just redo the kitchen. So if we could use even one piece, then I told him, I said, I think that would make it worthwhile. But in this case, we're able to make all the pieces work, which is something actually, to go ahead and get them all to work, and therefore, just now ordering the extra pieces to actually make it all fit together. Yeah, all of this stuff is from Daltile, actually his company. So he used what we're seeing now is still seeing a lot of glass tile, a lot of linear. So we're moving away now from those small little glass blocks to something that's going to be a little bit longer, right? So it's going to give you some depth. It's going to give you. It also helps tie in a lot of things. I think when you end up using a lot of glass tile with a lot of different colors, it actually helps tie in a lot of products. So if the countertop and the cabinet, are sometimes I wouldn't say they're opposing each other, but it really helps blend. Helps it move and transition. So that way it all fits. The other thing that I really liked about this was the use of indirect lighting on the top of the cabinets, which also actually, helped bring in a little more height, and it also helped us in the fact that he already had purchased, circulate cabinets, so there was going to be a gap, and he didn't want to use crown molding, so, this ended up being a really, really nice look. Quartz countertops, and I think people are still, trying to, figure out right now, because it's such a asked for material because of the fact that you don't need to do a lot of the maintenance. People are starting to overlook, I think, too much now natural stone. So John chose some natural stone for this. There are things I can tell you about natural stone. Some of the things that people worry a lot about natural stone is slowly starting to go away. So, as an example, as a maintenance piece, people in the past have worried that if I don't seal this countertop, because the countertop has to be sealed once a year, that is just going to be one of these just maintenance headaches for me that every year I have to remember, otherwise I could stain the countertop. One of the things that especially with natural stone, that people don't realize is two things now. Number one, stains can be drawn out of stone, so I don't think that there's as much worry about that as there was before. And the second, that because of technology being ramped up, we now can use sealers that instead of having to go once a year to seal, you can actually do it one time and it'll last for 15 years. So, and then, you don't have to go ahead and maintain it again. That maintenance piece is actually starting to work its way out. I can say that for natural stone, because it is a one-of-a-kind piece, you're going to end up having something that no one else in the world is going to have. And the last thing I can say about people who right now are deciding, should I use natural stone or should I use quartz? I've had in the past where people, who have, tormented or, just agonized over trying to decide, which should I use. I can actually say this, that I've actually had people, after they put in quartz, come back to me and say, hey, I think I should have used, granite. I should have used natural stone. But, I've never had it the other way. I've never had people who've put natural stone come back to me and say, hey, I think I should have used that engineered quartz or, porcelain. I've never had that. When I've talked to people in terms of taking a look at, what to spend money on, if the splash at a certain point glass tile goes out, it's one of these things where, like I said, before everyone was buying these small little glass tiles, and now no one does those little small glass tiles. You spend money in the things that we're going to tout as lifetime products. So your countertop we're now always tout that as a lifetime product. The cabinetry, we're always going to say is a lifetime product, but things like splashes, and even for that matter, the floor, we could actually change that out later, if we need to, as the time changes.